Today we're making cottage cheese eggs. You guys know I love cottage cheese, and this is such a great way to add protein to your breakfast. So I'm doing a few scoops of cottage cheese, and I'm just gonna kind of gently spread it around on my pan. And now I'm going to crack 2 eggs right on top. And 2. Now we're just gonna wait a little while and let these cook. So you can see that there's a little bit of moisture here, so you're just gonna continue to let the eggs and the cottage cheese cook until some of that moisture is absorbed so it gets a little bit crispy. Okay, so once your eggs are looking like they're pretty much fully cooked and they're starting to get a little crispy around the edges, you can turn the heat off, and then I'm just going to get these onto my plate. There's one. Okay, so we have our cottage cheese eggs. You can see these crispy pieces here. The cottage cheese gets nice and melted. So I'm just gonna add some sea salt on top. Just a little bit because the cottage cheese is already pretty salty on its own. And now I'm gonna add some crushed red pepper flakes for just a little bit of spice. Now I'm just taking some microgreens. These are really high in nutrition. And I'm just gonna add a few on top. I'm also gonna add some avocado. And last but not least, I'm gonna add some hot honey. This combination is so good with the cottage cheese and the honey. So you could use regular honey if you don't want any spice, but I like a little bit of spice. So we're gonna add that on top. And there we go. We have a high protein breakfast that is low carb. It's gonna keep you fueled. So it is time for a taste test. I'm gonna grab a fork here and we're gonna try this out. This kind of reminds me of the crispy feta eggs. If anyone has ever tried those before, they're super good, but this is kind of just a higher protein option with the cottage cheese, and I just love cottage cheese. So here we go. Let's grab a bite. I wanna make sure I get some of everything. I wanna make sure I get a bite of that crispy cottage cheese. Okay, that is really good. Just as good as the feta eggs, and it's a little bit healthier. The cottage cheese with the hot honey and the fried eggs is such a good combination.